In this video, I'm going to talk about the Gibson GP126S-1 stainless steel short headers for the 2000 F250 5.4 liter truck. And I'm installing those now. You can see in the picture, comparing it to the factory cast iron manifold, not very good. Alright, I am comparing this set of Gibson tube headers. These are 1.5 inch 509 stainless, and these are the stock cast iron manifolds off the 5.4 liter Ford overhead cam V8 2-valve engine. So let's take a look here. These are the openings, come out to be about let's get that in there. Okay, 1.38, and these come out to be 1.48. So the factory openings for the exhaust are wider, but if you measure the head, oops, let's bring that in a little bit. If you measure the head comes in at 1.35. And let's just measure another one here to, in fact, let's zero it out here just to make sure we're getting a reading. So we will go back here and get a measurement, okay. And we've got 1.32 there. 1.35 there, and just for kicks, I might as well measure this one too. Uh, 1.34, okay. And again, the measurement on the manifold is 1.43. On the header, that is. And these vary a fair amount, 1.38, 1.4, and 1.4 again. Okay, then we have the collectors, and the cast iron collector is 2.12, and the Gibson header is 2.2, so it's about 1/10 of an inch larger. These are a little bit bigger, or the cast iron has a bigger opening for the exhaust, but if you look into the exhaust, okay, well, look how that narrows down on you in there. Okay. And see how that one narrows down. And this one here narrows down. And the last one narrows down. And let me see if I can get a kind of a gauge on that. And so it goes down to a 1.16 with the bolts, but also it reduces down even farther inside there. And if you look at the tube header, these are 1 3/8 or 1.4 all the way through, and actually the pipe is about 1.4 on the inside, 1.5 on the outside, 14 gauge headers, or 16 or 14, I forget what. But so anyway, I guess I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to take a grinder and just round these up a little bit, and I took a gasket put a gasket on here and scratched where the gasket is and is not fitting the head. And then these are the old gaskets here. These are even bigger, and you can see how those are a lot bigger than the holes. But so with a 1.324 hole on the heads, they will easily be smaller than the header ports, and so that's a good thing. That means that they will expand into the header. There's no blockage. It's a free flow with a little room for expansion in there. And then instead of constricting way down, and then also 1, 2, and then you can see that they are quite constricted, and it also looks as if this one here, I have the beginnings of a crack. Now, I never heard any noise out of the manifold, but it looks like she was starting to go. Now, this is the right side, and so there you see the collector, and you can see that the collector is fairly restricted. And here's the collector for the tube header. So you can see that we have 4 full-size round exhaust tubes coming in there. And so yeah, it looks like this is going to work out pretty good. Looks like the inside pipe here was maybe 2 1/4. I think I can actually get a gauge on that. Let me get my gauge here, zero it out. Okay, so it is 2.5-inch pipe, and then the collector reduces down to 2.2, which I'm not particularly thrilled about, but gotta get in there. Get in there and then open it back up. So 2.18. So the collector is larger, and let's put this on the grass and let's see if we can actually get a measurement of the collector in the truck. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach that far. Hang on a second, I'll see if I can get in there. Let me pause you. Alrighty, we are. Let's see if I can get the inside of that. Well, you know, it's 2.2 inches on the inside. Let me see if I can get an outside measurement on the exhaust pipe itself here. So 2.4. So it's yeah, 2.39 is the size of the pipe there. So it's not 4 or 2.5 inch pipe. Could be 2 1/4. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, we gotta do that, and then we need to let's see, put that kit in here. Let's see, I gotta open this back up. See, we replace. See all that curve and U-turn in this pipe on the right. That's all coming out. And there's going to be a straight pipe going almost to that collector you see behind the exhaust flange. And so it's going to shorten the pipe, straighten it out. It'll be 2.5 inch. The pipe down there is 2.5. And then, and actually, the pipe there, that's 3-inch pipe where it combines. You see these two pipes here, it combines and becomes 3-inch pipe there. And there's construction inside of that, so when you replace this section here, it significantly improves the breathing. So, all right, let me get hopping here. I gotta do a bunch more stuff. I'm not gonna install the header on the head because you just can't do it, but I do need to get this engine back together. And here you can see the other header here has the same closing in that the other side does. Look how flat that is. I mean, this is like major restriction in there. And then there's the other exhaust flange here. We've got PB Blaster going in them to loosen them up. So, alrighty. I got to get my new quick connects for the water heater there too. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, so anyway, that shows you the. I guess that's as wide as it goes. That shows you what's going on with the engine here. So I'm gonna be putting it together pretty soon. What's left here, I gotta put the new oil pump in. I'm getting the M176HV high volume. Then I'm replacing the AC compressor and putting new seals in all the lines. Replacing the accumulator. Replacing the orifice tube. And then gonna blow out the system. A bunch of see all the lines there. So just gonna try and get all of that blown out. And I might even put in a heavier alternator too. I need a heavier alternator for the truck camper. All right, so that shows the Gibson exhaust, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm using the 4-foot flexible Milwaukee probe scope here, and I am putting the scope down through the tube headers, looking at how they connect up to the head. So I'm just trying to see how well they match up the portholes on the head. And you can see that there is some a little bit of alignment that is off. You can see the head is smaller than the opening of the header, but there are areas where the header overlaps the head opening, and so I'm going to want to try and adjust some of that. I'm going to take a fine grinder and open up the heads appropriately to maximize the flow into the headers. So some of the port will get widened, opened up, or radiused a little bit, and the other parts of it won't get touched at all. Just very, very minimal work, not more than maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little more than that, 3/32. But so you can see I'm looking at all the different matchups here. It's kind of a trick to get the probe in there. I've got a right angle reflecting mirror on it, and so you can kind of see the reflection in the mirror there, and then on the left of the screen you can see the actual image of it from the camera on the scope. So yeah, right now we're looking down into the exhaust port, and as I pull it out you can see the misalignment. So the header drops below the port above, and then the port is above the header down low. So there are some misalignments going on there, and I'll do a little bit more work with the probe scope to figure out where the best positioning of the header is when I tighten down the bolts, because there is a little bit of room to adjust up and down, back and forth, and hopefully I can get a good alignment using the scope. So once again here you can see that the bottom is a little bit misaligned and the top is dropping down below. So it kind of tells you that when I do install the header, I'm going to want to try and position it up and towards the rear. So I've got some, I think it's 1.25 inch, which I think is 30 millimeter long stainless steel header bolts. Those are supplied by Gibson, and Gibson also supplies a header gasket. It's got a heat-resistant material on it, and then it has a layer of metal in it, and I'm not sure that I want to use those. I have a set of 3-layer MLS stainless gaskets from TrickFlow, and they have a much larger opening to them, so there wouldn't be any chance of an interference with those gaskets. And so you see I'm pulling out of the head there and going into another, looking into another cylinder exhaust port right now. But you see all the misalignments are, not a lot, about, as I say, 3/16 of an inch on one side and not so much on the others. And there you see the collector. There's 4 1.5-inch pipes coming into a 2.5-inch collector, and the area of the collector where the pipes come in is actually larger than 2.5. The pipe that goes to the sealing end of the collector, that's 2.5, and then the actual seal of the collector itself is 2.2 inches, and that goes into a 2.5 or 2.25 pipe. So as you can see, the flex scope is very, very handy for getting in there and seeing things that you would not have been able to see otherwise. Just growing up when I was playing around with muscle cars, Mustangs, and Comets, and so forth back in the late 70s, early 80s. Boy, what we wouldn't have done for something like this to be able to see inside like that. I don't think the probe scopes came out until much later due to medical advancements and then moving it over to other industry. So scopes were pretty expensive when they first came out, as usual with everything. And I think I paid $200 for this one at Orange Box, and it's been very handy. So this is how the alignment of the header to the head goes. And now we're going to just take a couple looks at some more pictures right now. And there you see the tube header, Gibson header, right next to the cast iron factory header. And you can see that the tube header has significantly more capability for flow. And there you see the end of it, the collector end. Now this is a Y pipe from SPD Performance, a couple $100 for the kit, but it eliminates that sharp turn you see right there on the factory pipe and gets rid of a choke point and really opens up the flow of exhaust, changes the sound, makes it much better. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you learned something here, and we'll be able to use this on your own truck. And I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. All right. Bye-bye.